Well, welcome everyone. I hope you enjoyed that fantastic introduction. CX is a team sport, and that happens to be CXPA's theme for CX Day 2021. I'm Gabe Smith, CCXP. Excited to give you a little bit of a teaser of what we have in store for you on that special day. And I'm joined today by two fantastic CXPA staff members, Greg Melia, CAE, and Joy Wedge, CXPA's Marketing and Sponsorship Manager. Welcome, Greg and Joy. Give me a sense of what CXPA has in store for CX Day 2021. What are you excited about?
Sure. So this is the 9th year that we're going to be celebrating CX Day. And that's the one day of the year that we come together to really recognize and celebrate the work that CX team and CX professionals are doing to help their organizations be more customer centric. We know that that's a important but also tough job. So we're going to be here to help raise your spirits. We're going to be here to help share knowledge. And we're going to be here to connect you to a community of other people who share that same passion. So we're excited. We've got a bunch of online activities that are planned. We've got things that are happening in every corner of the globe. And we've got some great news to be able to share from CXPA about where we are and where we're headed. So just make sure that you've put it on your calendar, Tuesday, October 5th. And we'll use a little bit of this time to share with you some of the things that are going to unfold during the day. Gabe, I know that you're going to be up early that day, or at least virtually up early that day. What are we kicking off the day with?
Yes, we are kicking off the day with some fantastic regional panel discussions. We have 50 plus global CX professionals and representing 10 regions. So 10 individual regional panel discussions discussing what are some of the CX trends, some of the hot issues happening in the regions, what are some CX success stories that these folks have to share, as well as some of their thoughts on our theme this year of CX as a team sport. You know, what makes a great CX team? How do you build and maintain that team? What are some key traits that are needed to advance and grow your CX career? So we're going to be kicking off those panels with Australia. We're going to have a great panel discussion with CX pros in Asia, the UK, the US, Canada, Brazil, Europe, Oceania. I know that I'm probably missing one or two of them, but you can check out the event calendar there at cxday.org to see the full listing of panel discussions. But no matter where you are in the world, you're going to have some great content to kick you off on CX Day.
That's a great point, Gabe. And with that Oceania panel, I think that means we'll officially be kicking off CX Day on Tuesday, October 5th in Australia and New Zealand. But that means that it's actually getting the party started for those of you who are, like myself, in the Eastern time zone on Monday afternoon. So start to tune in, start to follow us. How do people follow us on social media, Joy?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited to engage with you all on social media. We are active and live on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. So you have quite a different, quite a bit of different places to engage with us. But the celebration's going to really get started, like you said, in the evening on Monday on LinkedIn. So make sure you're in tune with us on LinkedIn, and we'll celebrate with you all throughout social media throughout CX Day on Tuesday, October 5th.
Yeah, that's great. And Joy, for people who are posting content, what hashtag should they use?
Yeah, hashtag CX Day. We're going to be looking out for that to see, posts from your celebrations or your virtual team meetups. We're going to be looking out for your posts with the hashtag CX Day.
Sweet, yeah. Short, sweet, memorable. And what I'm really excited about this year is that this truly is going to be a global celebration. In addition to those regional panels that Gabe was talking about, we're going to have content being shared on social media that's featuring the celebrations that are happening with companies and organizations and networks all across the globe. But we'll also be sharing some new videos that help to explain CX and the role of CX professionals in a variety of different languages so that we can be open and inclusive to all of the different CX professionals around the world. Gabe, yep. I know that your calendar's blocked off in the middle of the day. What's the special event that's listed on your calendar?
Something that, for the last couple of years has really been one of my favorite parts of CX Day, and that is getting to share our Impact Award winners. So this year, we actually have 3 categories of impact that we'll be celebrating on CX Day. One is impact in an organization. Those CX professionals that have been really working tirelessly within the organization to drive CX impact. We also have impact on the CX profession. So who are those individuals who have really been working to advance the discipline of CX around the world? And then finally, impact on diversity, equity, and inclusion outcomes as they relate to CX. So, who are those folks who are really working at the intersection of DE&I and CX to make sure that customers, regardless of who they are and what their differences are, have tremendous experiences. So really excited to recognize and celebrate those finalists and also those winners on CX Day. So that'll be taking place at 1 p.m. Eastern on October 5th on social media, as Joy said.
Very cool. So Joy, I know that your team has been working hard to create some new resources that our sponsors have as surprises and treats for us on CX Day. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. So we are very thankful for our sponsors this year and having them on board with us to help put together different landing pages, different pages you can visit to look at different CX resources, downloadable resources. We have a ton of CX knowledge that's downloadable via white paper, guides, ebooks, tip sheets. It's just a great resource there on our CX Day landing pages. So we have, in addition to the resources, we also have some gifts and giveaways that our sponsors are giving to the I guess the people who visit the pages so that they can look at the different giveaways and find some gifts that they can possibly be eligible for. So I'm excited about this year, and I know our sponsors are all excited as well.
That's awesome.
Greg, I have 2 questions. The first, am I eligible for any of the gifts?
No.
Okay. Second,
is there a second?
There's a second question. You mentioned at the top that we'd be sharing some news around CCXP. Can you give us a little bit more information on that?
Yeah, I was going to do that, but first I'm going to point out that there's actually some gifts, or I should say gifts maybe, available to everyone who's tuning in. And that is our gift to you as CX professionals that are organizing and celebrating CX Day. So if you visit cxday.org, there's a special section for you to sign up as a host of a CX Day event. You can download the background, and you too can play the at-home Gabe Smith CCXP game and be a host of an event. Or you can download the video intro, that we had, as well as some other special pieces that we've put together to help you look great in organizing your company's celebration of CX Day, your network gathering, or just your own participation to be able to show your pride in CX and the CX community. There's no better way, of course, to celebrate our pride in the CX community than to celebrate the certified customer experience professionals. So we're going to be making a big deal on CX Day to celebrate all of the CCXPs who have earned the credential since last CX Day. We'll call them our sort of 2021 class of CCXPs. And these are folks that have really put on their study chops and earned their certification in a year that was like no other, and so it's kind of neat to see that they took this opportunity to advance their own professional development. And as we move into recruiting for the class of 2022, we have some new announcements for the CCXP exam that we're really excited about. First and foremost, we've just completed an extensive research-based update of the CCXP content to make sure that the CCXP credential reflects current practice in customer experience. So you'll notice that we'll be changing the outline just a little bit. We'll be making those changes, and we'll be discussing those with you on CX Day. We'll be making it more accessible and fair for everyone to be able to access the CCXP process through a streamlined online application, and a few little tweaks, particularly for those that may not have had a traditional US-based college degree, for them to be able to qualify and apply for the CCXP exam. And then the one that I'm most excited about, although it brings me flashbacks of some bad memories from college, we will be offering the CCXP exam in French. And so now I can have nightmares about not passing the CXP in French, and as I had some challenges with my French in school. Don't worry, I didn't do the translation. We had a professional outside firm.
That was going to be my next question. So,
but
that's
we've
great.
Also got some, we've also got some great recognized training providers that will be offering you training in French, and this is our first step to bringing the CCXP forward in additional languages as we move forward through the years.
Fantastic. Greg, Joy, there's so much to be excited about on CX Day. I'm excited. I know you're both excited, and I know we couldn't wait to share that excitement with our social media community. So anything else that we want to share before we sign off here?
Yeah, just want to make sure that people are taking that opportunity to visit cxday.org. We'll also have regional landing pages so that people can sign up to make sure that you're receiving information and staying connected with others from your region, whether that's Oceania or Africa, Latin America, Brazil, North America, Canada. We'll have different spaces for you to be able to connect and stay connected. And we expect that we'll be launching our call for 2022 leadership. So if you're excited about CX Day, if you're excited about CX, if you're excited about CXPA, we'd love for you to raise your hand and get more involved, because CXPA is only possible through the collective efforts of the CXPA community. And we want to thank you all for that, and can't wait to celebrate on October 5th.
Amen to that, Greg. Thanks for joining me today, as well as you, Joy. We'll see you on CX Day. Take care, everybody.